All right, next here, let's jump into the top 5 gifts for the geeky dad, right? And again, we spend a lot of time on this list because we're geek dads, we're tech dads, so we know what we want and we know what your dad should have. So I'll start this thing off, health tech. Right. We talked about it several times on the show before. I'm talking scales, blood glucose monitors, blood pressure monitors, anything, right? Let's make dad healthy again. And that's going to start with maybe getting him an Apple Watch or some
Yep.
kind of fitness tracker. That's going to be the center of his whole health journey, right? So if your dad set some health goals or you want to help your dad set some health goals, get him started on some of those, right? Get him a scale where he can track his weight loss and things like that. If he has diabetes or he has a need to have to, track his blood sugar and things like that, get him one of those. And basically, what it does is, you take the test or you'll take the use the monitor or whatever, and it uploads that information to the app on the phone, and it can be shared with like Health Kit and things like that, so he can hold himself accountable. Right? He's seeing the calories that he's burning. He's seeing these different levels and stuff, and I don't know, somehow seeing that information laid out for you, it makes you more
Yeah.
accountable. It holds you to stick to those goals and stuff like that. So again, 2023, 2024, let's get dad healthy again, and let's get him some health tech for Christmas.
Yep. All right. So my number two is an interesting one from the timing, but my Instagram feed has been flooded with a
Hmm.
gazillion different brands of these. And these are, you know, how everybody's has electricians coming in and installing lights up underneath their eaves so that they can
Yeah,
control
and the
them all year.
soffits.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So,
That's what I have out front, and we do the colors for the season and stuff.
yep. So Govee, which is a brand I actually use their Bluetooth temperature or Bluetooth thermometer for my smoker.
Hmm.
But Govee has this, and there's a million other brands, like I said, but they're either magnetic or they've got 3M sticky stuff underneath them. And so instead of having to hang the Christmas lights, you just magnetize them up to there or you stick them up
Right,
there and they're just controlled on your phone. So they're just Christmas lights. And I mean, you could, in theory, leave them up year round or whatever the case may be. And so they're a
right.
little pricey at the moment. I'm going to watch and see if there's any deals. But yeah, I saw those and thought, oh, those look really, really, really good. But I hate buying weird brand stuff off of Instagram.
Right.
But when I saw Govee, which I know had them, I thought, because I'd probably end up controlling them in the same app that I control my
Yes.
my thermometer. So anyway,
Right.
that would be my next recommendation. If you've got a dad that loves to do Christmas lights, my sister said that, or sent me a picture of my brother-in-law putting up theirs, and they've got some really steep things. And she said, "Yeah, I think we're going to need to have ours professionally installed at some point because he almost slipped because that's not
Right.
good."
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but these would be
Yeah.
great.
No.
So,
Yeah, and Govee is one of those brands, and I got introduced to them through the smart home stuff like that. They're an example of one of those companies that started off with cheap, inexpensive, you know, kind of crappy stuff, and then man, they've really made a name for themselves, and they have some good quality stuff. And on a couple of our popcorn carts, we have Govee lights installed, and the color quality on those things, they rival the Hue lights. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, yeah, really good pick there. So, Greg, number 3, I have a confession to make. So, I think this one made the list only
The,
because it's been on my list for years now.
Wendy, if you're listening, this is on his list, even if you can't do it this year.
So, that's one of these disassembled iPhone, and they frame them in like art. I mean, it's basically tech art, right? And they look beautiful. So, we'll have a link to a couple of companies. Again, we're not recommending either or company, right? They don't sponsor us, so but they started they're the ones that's making them, right? And they can be made from anywhere. You can even find someone on Etsy. If it's within your price range and the quality is good, you can find someone to customly make you one too. But basically what they do is they take old tech, and again, my favorite would be the iPhone 4S, right? In white. But they take old tech, video game systems, video game controllers, and they basically disassemble it and they make a diagram frame, and they put it in a shadow box frame, right? One of those stick frames. And it's just a reminder of that old tech that you love or that you grew up with, right? I see some classic Game Boys and things like that broken down, and they have the different animations and stuff on the page. They look really beautiful, guys. If you're looking at the or listening to the podcast, just take a second, go and click on one of those links and check out some of these stores. Scroll through, look at some of these old, like I said, old Game Boys, old Xbox controllers, and things like that. They look really good. All iPhones, all of the original iPhone. If that original iPhone was something that you love, that you fell in love with tech, or your husband or whoever, um, looking to get in one of those framed for them. That is a really, really cool piece of technological art that, is really cool.
All right, my next one follows up on your electric hand warmers, and this one's a heated jacket. So a couple years
Right.
ago, these were on sale at our local hardware store, and I'm kind of in between two sizes, and they had the smaller size on sale for really, really cheap, really reasonable. And I didn't get it because I thought it would be too tight, and so now I regret it. So heated jacket, I just keep thinking about on some of these winter bike rides that I go on when I get home, and I'm
Right.
freezing cold, how nice a heated jacket will be. And they just got a portable battery pack on the inside, and you press a
Yeah.
button and it makes you all nice and toasty. All nice
Yeah.
and toasty inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Check those out. So Home Depot has a Milwaukee brand. I think it's a little pricey. It may be on sale this week, Black Friday. So check that out, guys, if you're listening. But yeah, I've considered these several times, so I'm gonna be looking into this one. So
All right, the
Greg,
next
I see for your number 5, you have one, but I'm gonna add to it. I'll let you
all right.
go
So
ahead and kick it off.
this one for me is the HomePod Mini. So, like I
Right.
said, I've got one that I unplug from my office and bring with me in the trailer. I'm tempted to buy one. If I get a really good sale, I might buy one and just leave it in the trailer. But
Yeah.
this is not just for music, right? I mean, it's for all kinds of stuff. And these HomePod Minis actually have thermostat and or temperature and humidity
Yeah.
sensors inside them now. So this is a great thing. I mean, they're normally $100. They've got several different colors, but you can find them on sale. This is something I would buy from like a Best Buy or an Amazon
Yes.
or something like that because it's just not that big of a deal. There's not a whole lot that's really going to go wrong with this. So, um, HomePod Mini, high on my list.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to add to that because I know I've had problems and I've mentioned problems several times with my Alexa, my Amazon devices here in the home, but I'm going to add that one too because that's Alexa manages the home here. I know I'm all in on Apple's ecosystem and stuff, and it should be Siri, but I apologize if I'm setting off your phones and stuff, but um, the Echo Dot, things like that, the Echo Show, those are not bad devices either. Those are really good, and it's so strange to me. I use them, and I still have that wow factor. To a lesser extent because we use it every day. It's a tool for us, but it's so strange that my kids are growing up in a generation where they don't flip light switches. Right? They just walk in a room and they're like computer lights, and the lights come on. It's like like these kids are living on the Starship Enterprise, and they don't realize that their poor dad had to walk across the room and flip the switch like like a caveman.
Yep.
But yeah, they're growing up and they use these and they walk in and they ask, "What's the weather? What's the time? What's and they're just so used to their home speaking back to them whenever they walk into a room. They go take a shower. They all have their own playlists when they're taking showers and stuff. So they walk in the restroom and I can hear them, you know, Alexa, play my list or play my, and it recognizes the voice to a certain extent. It recognizes my wife and my voice, but for some reason the kids, it gets them mixed up. Something with their algorithm or something like that. So yeah, to add to that, HomePod MIDI, if you're in Apple, they're really good quality devices. But don't be afraid to jump in some of these Alexas too. They'll
Yeah.
control even your HomeKit devices and things like that. So, and we'll get into that in the post show when we talk about some of the tech you should avoid. This is not one of those. So,
No. Now my
really good.
bonus here is anything related to grilling, barbecuing, and smokers.
Yeah, yeah,
Tools,
always a good idea.
rubs, sauces, gift card to a meat company so they can order those
Right.
steaks that maybe they wouldn't, whatever. That's always going to be a hit. And that's not really
Yeah,
techie, but there you go.
yeah, yeah. And love those holiday sets where they come out with the different sauces and the different rubs and all that. As long as they're not crazy expensive, right? Because some of the
Yeah.
stuff is overpriced just because it's holiday stuff. But no, I'm with you on that. Any kind of barbecue and smoking stuff, it's always a good tip.